Hey, you remember that movie, Bending All the Rules? You realize Bradley Cooper was in that? Yeah, there's a lot of movies like that where you see a star that you've been seeing for years, but all of a sudden they're in this movie. We're like, wait, how? They're there? I had no idea. Film junkie Maude Garrett, she is here helping us stroll back through time. Some of our favorite stars before they're famous. She knows them all. How are you, Maude?
Oh, hey, Sean. This is such a fun thing to talk about because I tell you what, A-listers do not happen overnight. Chances are, in their long career, they've done a few movies that maybe you should have seen but you've never heard of, or that maybe they wish you'd never seen before. Yes. And Bradley Cooper, that you were mentioning before, Bending All the Rules. Who has ever heard of that film?
Never. No. What is it? Do you know we know?
Well, in 2002, this little doozy came out. It's a rom-com. He's not even the lead. He's a love interest, which is kind of lovely to hear. But he plays a bartender with a woman vying for one of two men's affections. But my favorite part about this movie is that Bradley Cooper is blonde with the spiky frosted tips and the blonde goatee. So if he had the chance, he would probably make sure that no one saw this movie because he's bending all the rules with those fashion choices. I will say, though, he's actually pretty good in it. He is good. You can tell that even with bad script and terrible lighting and all of the above, he's really bringing it.
Well, he is a handsome guy. He does have that going for him. But yeah, the frosted tips, that was a mistake that many of us made in the early 2000s. I won't claim myself, but yeah, we're not proud of it.
What about 2002 was a rough time for a lot of us.
It was really a rough time for America, really. Cate Blanchett, let's talk about her, the Academy Award winner. What do you remember about her?
Well, I mean, I was really going along here and trying to find something that I could embarrass her over, but it turns out Cate Blanchett can do no wrong. So the film I want to highlight is one that no one's really heard of, but it actually made sure that the whole globe stood up and listened because she knocked this role out of the park. It's the 2005 film called Little Fish. It's an Aussie movie, yay, which stars Sam Neill and Hugo Weaving, two of the Aussie iconic actors. And in this movie, she stars as a reformed heroin addict. So it's like quite a full-on film to watch, but it's the role that put her on the map. Rotten Tomatoes has ranked this or rated it 90%.
Wow.
So you know that it's a really good film. Yeah. So if you want to see Cate Blanchett 14 years ago with a very strong Australian accent, then this is the movie that you just have to see.
That's pretty remarkable. Rotten Tomatoes has oxygen, literally the stuff we breathe, at like 87%. So 90. That's pretty impressive. That's
he's amazing.
That's good. I'm going to watch that. Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa. We can find him in some old movies too.
Well, what my favorite thing about Jason Momoa is that we all kind of grew to love him in Game of Thrones back in 2012, 2013. And then it was about 5 or 6 years after that he became Aquaman. So I was like, what was he doing in that time? Turns out he was doing a lot of video on demand and straight to DVD kind of movies. But my favorite part about Jason Momoa is that in all of these movies, he was a villain. And he's having the time of his life doing it. So in 2014, he did this movie called Wolves, which is as cringy as it sounds.
Yeah.
He plays the villainous pack leader as the alpha male in the pack that's gone wrong. So he's got his long hair, but he's also got all this makeup around his eyes and his fangs are in. And it's beautiful, very cringy, but like he's having a blast. But if we thought that Bradley Cooper's frosted tips was bad in 2002, in 2016, Jason Momoa had a movie called Debug, which was a futuristic movie where he played an AI character that was trying to kill all of mankind because he wanted to be a human and would kill for it. And to make it futuristic, he is head to toe in silver spandex and lycra and latex even.
That was only 3 years ago.
And his brunette hair is
superhero.
spiked up and there's this big blonde patch in it. And it's like, oh, sweetheart, this is when you have to say no to someone.
Girl,
Jason Momoa.
We've run out of time, but it's worth noting you can see a lot of these movies on Tubi, right?
Yep, every single movie that I just mentioned, you can go down the rabbit hole, tubi.tv. It's an absolutely free streaming service.
Yes.
So you can sign up in 10 seconds and have the time of your life there.
If it's free, it's for me. Maude, it's great having you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sean. Always a pleasure.
A pleasure with you. And Tubi, you want to get that? It's available in over 24 different devices. So download it now. It is free. And if you want to see what's streaming and sign up, head to the website you see on your screen. Tubi, a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.